In today's episode of The Story of Animals, we journey beneath the shimmering surface of the bay to uncover one of the ocean's most remarkable revival stories, the incredible resurgence of the bay scallop. For nearly a century, the beloved bay scallop, Argopecten irradians, had vanished from parts of its historical range, including the coastal bays of Virginia's eastern shore. Once abundant, these scallops were declared locally extinct after habitat destruction, disease, and declining water quality swept through in the early 20th century. But today, they're back and thriving. A recent survey found multiple scallops packed into single square meters of seagrass beds, a sight unseen in decades. Thanks to decades-long restoration efforts, especially the planting of eelgrass and reseeding of scallop juveniles, scientists and volunteers have nudged this tiny ocean hero back from the brink. Their return doesn't just mark a win for the scallop itself, but a triumph for the entire ecosystem. It's living proof that, given time and care, even century-old ecological wounds can heal. Now, let's zoom out and meet the broader family of scallops, those dapper fan-shaped mollusks that have far more flair than you might expect. Scallops don't just sit in the sand waiting to be scooped up. When danger approaches, they clap their shells together, jetting through the water like a tiny marine castanet with somewhere very important to be. The part we humans usually eat, that soft, round, white morsel, is the adductor muscle, the very engine that powers their shell-snapping propulsion. But scallops don't just rely on muscle to survive, they also have vision, and lots of it. Along the edge of their mantle, scallops have up to 200 tiny, bright blue eyes, capable of detecting movement and light changes. This gives them the early warning they need when a sneaky starfish or crab gets too close for comfort. There are more than 300 species of scallops around the world, living in everything from shallow seagrass meadows to the dim, mysterious depths of the ocean floor. And they're not just survivors, they're also environmental engineers. As filter feeders, scallops help clean and clarify seawater by filtering out microscopic plankton. A single scallop can process several liters of water an hour, improving water quality and supporting the growth of seagrass, which in turn gives other sea life a home. It's a chain reaction of ecological goodness, all thanks to these small but mighty shellfish. Their shells, too, are marvels of design. The iconic ridges and curves don't just make for a beautiful sea souvenir. They reduce drag and increase strength, helping scallops swim faster and withstand the pressures of their dynamic underwater world. Nature never wastes a good design opportunity. The rebirth of the bay scallop after 100 years of absence is more than a comeback story. It's a message. Their return symbolizes the resilience of nature and the power of human cooperation. With each scallop that thrives, water grows cleaner, seagrass grows thicker, and coastal life flourishes. It's also a story about patience and partnership. Scientists, conservationists, and coastal communities have spent decades working together, reseeding hatchery-grown scallops, nurturing eelgrass meadows, and reducing pollution, all to restore a natural balance that once seemed permanently lost. Now, it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question 1. What helped the bay scallops return to Virginia's eastern shore? A. Introduction of a new predator. B. vast improvements in coastal highway design. C. Restoration of seagrass and reseeding of scallops. D. Increase fishing and harvesting efforts. The correct answer is C. Restoration of seagrass and reseeding of scallops. Decades of planting eelgrass and reseeding scallop juveniles are credited with enabling the species to thrive again. This shows that targeted restoration efforts can breathe new life into habitats thought lost forever. Let's try another question. Question 2. What is true about scallops' eyes? A. They see in color and small letters. B. They don't have any eyes at all. C. They have many tiny bright blue eyes along their shell edge. D. They use a single large central eye like humans. The correct answer is C. They have many tiny bright blue eyes along their shell edge. Scallops can have up to 200 small eyes which detect movement and help them evade predators. These eyes act like motion sensors, giving scallops a surprising advantage in spotting danger before it strikes. Let's move on to the last question for this episode. Question 3. Why is the scallop's adductor muscle significant? A. It allows the scallop to digest seaweed faster. B. It powers the shell-clapping motion and is the edible part for humans. C. It glows in the dark so predators avoid it. D. It grows so large that the shell breaks open at night. The correct answer is B. It powers the shell-clapping motion and is the edible part for humans. The adductor muscle is what lets the scallop snap its shells together and swim. And it's also what makes scallops a delicacy on dinner plates worldwide. It's a delicious combination of strength and survival. Great job if you got all 3 questions correct. If you missed any, don't worry. You've just learned how a tiny shellfish managed to make a century-long comeback, one clap at a time. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.